Half a day, everybody. Jason Silas here, your 671 Sports Nerd, being joined by a local boy who went to the States, and you never really truly leave Guam because it's always in your heart. And Jon Cruz is a perfect example of that. Went to St. Anthony's, went to FD, and now is the head of global partnerships at YouTube, the world's biggest TV set. So, Jon, man, first of all, we're super proud of you for everything you've done, and congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Happy to be here and happy to, talk to you about sports, about, whatever it is that's most interesting.
And I gotta say, man, I love my job here. You have the coolest job on the planet, I would say, head of sports partnerships at YouTube. So, what is that like? What's your average day like?
I won't give you the generic answer that there's no average day, but I'll say two things. My team and I are focused in two primary areas. One is, we work with global leagues, federations, broadcasters, teams, athletes, et cetera. We touch, essentially the entirety of the sports content ecosystem. YouTube is a vibrant, large, global platform, but has a very vibrant, community of fans who love sports content. And our job is to help these leagues and these federations reach all of their existing fans, but maybe more importantly, reach and develop their newer fans. The onboard to being a sports fan is very different today. I grew up a Dallas Cowboys fan because my dad was a Dallas Cowboys fan. We watched, I watched what he watched, and, that developed fandom that way. That's not the way it works, especially for kids today. So it's a pretty big job for sports leagues to find their new fans. And then, what I used to call job number two, but has quickly become job 1A, is to help these leagues and these various sports partners build a business on top of YouTube. Digital used to be a promotional vehicle. Videos on the internet were this kind of cute thing that used to live on the side, but now the expectation is that they drive revenue and there's a real P&L there. So I think those are the two things that we focus on, figuring out how to, deepen or drive fandom is job one. And then obviously figuring out how to help our partners, build real businesses on top of our platform is, job number two.
And we're both like sports guys and everything. And for me, my definition of sport has always been, it's athletics, it's recreation, and it's leisure. So anything under the sun, if you meet like any of those conditions, is super cool. So chess, robotics competitions, spelling bees and everything like that. I've always been about that. So when it comes like casting such a wide net, how do you actually determine what sports is?
Yeah, I think so. For us, we really, it's very easy to first start with, the stick and ball sports that most people know and love, the NFL, soccer, the NBA, et cetera. But you're right. I think there's a broad base of sports content out there, out in the world, but only, not out in the world, but also on YouTube. I think I can use myself as a personal example. I like poker, and Poker
Nice.
Go is a partner of ours, and they live stream the World Series of Poker for, main event for 11, 12 hours a day during the summer. So yes, there are, a number of fans who come for some of these more mainstream sports, but there are also just as many fans or a broad number of fans and people around the world who come and want to engage with pickleball or with poker or with rugby or with jiu-jitsu or what have you. And because of the, breadth of the platform, I think we're able to service those fans pretty well. I think that's really, the goal is to ensure that whether you're looking for a live game or you're looking for a historical clip or you're looking for a highlight of the Knicks game from over the weekend, that you can come to YouTube and you can frankly find the content that you're looking for, and then obviously discover other related content from our creator community or from or other content from the leagues themselves.
Absolutely. And it has been a very big last week and a half for you and everything, because you guys had a major announcement coming out. So congratulations to you for pulling that off.
Thank you. Yeah, we did. So just to give a little bit of color, we announced that for the first time, YouTube will broadcast a live NFL game, and it'll be free in front of the paywall. So no subscription required. It'll be available globally, and most important to me and maybe to you as well, is it'll be available in Guam. And I'd argue, and I have argued, that YouTube already has the most comprehensive offering of NFL content, both from a live game standpoint, obviously in the continental US where we have YouTube TV, but also with the clips and highlights that the NFL offers on the YouTube main app, and with Sunday Ticket, which as of last season is available in Guam. So when you now bring this additional, premier matchup in week one with the LA Chargers and the Chiefs, and you add that to the portfolio, I think it only strengthens it and should continue to ensure that when a fan is thinking about the NFL and how they spend their time, that YouTube will, hopefully continue to have a place in that fan's heart and also in the way that they spend their time.
Absolutely. And, I go back far enough, John, that I remember when YouTube was actually the streaming destination for the 2012 Summer Olympics in London, when Google had partnered with the IOC and with NBC, to show that. And it was an amazing experience. So the fact that you guys are going to have like a live NFL game is unbelievable.
Yeah, the platform has absolutely come a long way, and I am I've been there for 17 years now, and despite the amount of time I've been walking around those halls, I'm still extremely bullish on where the platform is going and where and the role that sports will play in the future of YouTube's growth.
Sure. Okay. And this is interesting because, the fact that you guys have been doing live for like a while, and, we're the beneficiary of that too. You've got these live games coming up and live events, but you also, and I remember your CEO, Neil Mohan, kind of really captured something last year to the media and said, it's not just the live events, but YouTube has kind of been the epicenter for people that want to watch their favorite creators and their favorite influencers talk about the game itself in addition to the game.
Yeah, I think it's a really important point and really core to our strategy. So yes, the 3 hours when the Chiefs are playing the Chargers is going to be extremely important, but fandom doesn't just exist within 3 hours on a Friday night or a Sunday afternoon or when an NBA game is on or when a World Cup match is going. That fandom exists throughout the week and throughout the year. And, with the way that consumption has changed and with the number of different places where fans can get information and engage, YouTube and our creator community and our sports creator community have become very important in kind of engaging fans, educating fans, and really, having them be sharper about their individual, their perspective on all things from the NFL, or you can, pick your other favorite sport. Our creators have really gotten to a place both broadly within culture, but also within sports where they're trusted and they're knowledgeable and they are not a secondary or ancillary place where fans, go to, get content or kind of get news, but a primary place. So I think that's, a credit to them and, a credit to a lot of the leagues and rights holders for really leaning into this ecosystem.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the most followed, the most subscribed to YouTube channel is WWE, right? Globally.
It's one of, yeah,
Yeah.
their number of, so it's one of the most subscribed channels, period. Definitely the most subscribed channel in our sports portfolio. But there are a handful of channels more broadly outside of sports that have larger subscriber bases.
Okay, and that being the case, and since you're so high up there in YouTube and everything, and now that we know you're a Cowboys fan, geek out for a moment. Who have been some of the people that you've shared, a multi-user video chat with, or you've been able to watch a game with? Like, have you hung out with like CeeDee Lamb and Mr. Beast at the same time?
Yeah, so I'd say this. I've been very fortunate to, spend time with a number of people who are very influential in the sports world. I won't you know, stub my toe by kind of name dropping too much, but it was a very on a more personal note. It was outside of a professional context. It was very cool to meet Jerry Jones at the Super Bowl a few years ago. So
Nice.
of all the people that I've had the chance to interact with, hanging out with Jerry for a few minutes was a lot of fun for me.
Very cool. And then
10-year old Jon Cruz would not have believed that would have been possible.
and because Jerry obviously is like older than you and everything, did you do the Island Boy thing of did you omen him first or did you give him a
Yeah,
firm handshake?
yeah, no, we shook hands, and I told him that I explained to him that part of the reason why I aggressively went after um, you know a role at YouTube and sports, and frankly, chasing NFL content for as long as I have. Since I grew up a Cowboys fan, and I'd wake up at 3:30 a.m. to watch Cowboys games on a Monday morning, and would try and stay home at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday to watch Monday Night Football. And he very much enjoyed that story, and we had a good chat. So that was one of the more fun interactions that I've had.
That's an anecdote I dropped too because I was like, yeah, because of the time zone, it is interesting here to
Yeah,
be a sports fan. And man, John, thanks for the time, man. We're super proud of you and everything like that. And we're glad to have a fellow sports fan, but also a fellow Guamanian at YouTube, to lend our voice and like really share the passion. And we're super proud of all your success there and continued
yeah.
success.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. And I think to me, or I guess the thing that I'll leave you with is, yes, I've, gotten to do a lot of fun things and, have worked really hard to get there. But, I'm really no different from all the kids back home who are there right now. If you go after your interests, and if you know, take it upon yourself to manufacture opportunities, and you don't wait for people to give you permission, whether it's sports or video or music or engineering or law, or pick your favorite industry. There's really nothing that kids home can't, there's really no limits on what the kids at home can't do if they apply themselves in the right way. So that's the, I guess, more important piece that I'll leave you with. But definitely appreciate the support, and hope that people are tuning in and watching on the 5th of September. I guess the 6th of September, it'll be Sunday morning or Saturday morning in Guam when that game streams. But yeah, it should be fun.
Okay, bonus question. I know I mean, obviously that's going to be a very long day for you because you guys are, intimately concerned about, stream fidelity, quality, and everything like that. But what are you going to be eating there? And will it be island food?
I will likely be in Sao Paulo, so we'll see what, I don't know exactly what they serve at Corinthians Stadium, but I'll report back once I get back home.
We'll send you some stuff to make our friends in Brazil some proper chicken calibre. Now we got you.
Yeah, very much appreciate it.